take a little look now. Whoa, did you see that? Guys, what the hell? This has literally come broken. Is it powder bronzer? Oh my god, this is a cream bronzer. I thought this was powder. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be testing out the most viral makeup products and seeing if they're worth the hype. A lot of the time I feel like you see all these makeup trends on TikTok and you really just want to buy the products because you think, wow, they look amazing. A lot of the time, sometimes these trends, they don't live up to the hype and they're not as good as you really think they are. So for today's video, I'm going to be testing out all the makeup products you want to try out. Let's get into the video because I'm so excited for this and I've spent too much money, so you better keep watching. Okay, so the first product I'm going to be trying out is this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm really excited to try this out because it really reminds me of the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which I guess is obviously a dupe for it. But this is what it looks like in the packaging. It's very, very nice packaging, I do say, and it feels very premium. However, this actually retails for £35, which is very expensive for a primer, compared to the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, where I think it's £10. I don't know if it's still £10, but the last time I bought it, it was £10. I'm now going to go apply it on the skin and give you my honest thoughts. Oh my god, that came out so quickly. Okay, I'm just going to swipe that here and just put it on the skin. I don't know how much I'm going to need, but I'm just going to put how much I usually put on for primer, which isn't too much, but just obviously enough to make the makeup stick. Oh my god, a little bit does go a long way. Probably did not need this much. But one thing I will say, it does have a very clean smell, which I like. I like the fact that it smells clean because sometimes obviously when you put makeup on your skin, you kind of want it to smell nice, but obviously not too fragrance in. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of fragrance in, which is obviously good. It just feels like it's there to do the job. However, I do feel like it's a bit more of a runnier consistency than the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer because I do actually own that and that is usually the one I usually reach for. Now that's all rubbed in, it does feel very, very tacky, which I like, and that's what we need for a primer. I feel like it definitely does its job. We've also just got to see how the rest of the makeup actually sits on top of this, but so far I'm actually really liking this and I feel like this is worth the money, but we've still got to see. We've got to see how the rest of the makeup looks on top. Okay, so the next product is the House Labs foundation. This is actually by Lady Gaga. I've never ever tried any of her stuff out before, so this is the first time me actually ever trying out this brand. I really do hope I've got the right shade because I did actually buy this online, so I'm really hoping I bought the right shade because this was a very, very big purchase. I got shade 280, which is light, medium, neutral, and I feel like that sounds like my skin colour, and I looked at videos as well of girls with this foundation on and it looked my skin colour. My first impressions, I really like how expensive this feels. It obviously feels like it is worth the money. This was £42, I think, so you know this is not cheap, and I feel like there definitely is other foundations out there which does the same job as this. On the back it actually says shake well before use, so I'm gonna give it a little shake. I do really like it. I love how it looks and I love the glass feel to it. This is obviously very, very viral on TikTok. I've seen so many videos about it. I'm gonna go put this to the test now and see if it's actually worth the hype. I'm just gonna go ahead and probably put this on my hand first. I'm really hoping this is a good match, so please, please, let's just hope this is a good match. Or is it a bit dark? I don't know. On my hand, I feel like it matches pretty well, but because my face just, it never gets tanned, I'm just gonna put a little bit on and hopefully we can build it up. Okay, so for the brush, I'm literally just gonna go ahead with my normal brush, which is the Real Techniques 200 brush. I'm just gonna take a little bit as I don't know how full coverage this is. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit on my face. First of all, I definitely have got the wrong shade. I feel like I definitely can make it work. Lightening it up with some concealer, like that's absolutely fine. How have I spent this much money and I've gone wrong with the shade match? I think one of the main things was, I think they had so many shades in there. It was so hard to actually pick out my actual shade. However, if I blend this out, this actually might be okay. I do love the formula. I love the way it sits on my skin and it looks shiny. It doesn't look oily. You know what? Definitely not as dark as I thought it was. Definitely first impressions I thought, wow, I've got the wrong shade. But actually, it's not too bad. I honestly feel like I might have found my new favourite foundation. I might need to actually get a shade lighter than this, obviously for winter. At the moment, I actually really, really like this shade. There is one thing, I don't know if it's definitely worth the £42. I feel like you definitely can get better foundations, which I think are cheaper. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I definitely could have gone better with the shade match, but I guess that's my fault. Like, there definitely is a perfect shade out there for me because it's so diverse and they generally do have a shade for everyone. Is this worth the hype? I don't know. I feel like this is like in the middle. It's worth the hype, but I feel like there's more cheaper foundations out there which will do the same job. Let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next product I'm going to be trying out is the Makeup by Mario contour stick. I've never ever tried any of Makeup by Mario's makeup before, so I'm really excited to try this out and see what his makeup brand's like. I do love the packaging. I think it's really simple and it's sleek. I did have, oh, Oh my god, there's a brush. I love the fact that it actually comes with a brush, because I find that makeup brushes are generally so expensive at the moment. I haven't bought new brushes in years, and I probably should. My makeup brushes are very, very old now, but they still do the job. Makeup brushes are so expensive now, so I really like the fact that it actually comes with one. When I am actually twisting it up, it does feel a little bit loose. I don't know if you can hear that. You get this much product in here, which I think is absolutely fine. Anyway, I guess it really matters about the product inside, and I've seen so many people rave about this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my normal places. I put my bronzer slash contour, which is just here. I'm gonna put a little bit on my cheek, just around my forehead slash hairline. I do a little bit on my nose, but I'm just gonna do a little bit on the top of my nose, and then to contour I'm just gonna literally just do 2 lines down, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit on this side as well, and under the chin. And then to blend it out, I'm just gonna go ahead with the same brush I use for foundation. This is the Real Techniques 200 brush, and to blend this out, I'm just gonna kind of blend it upwards. Oh, actually no, I'm actually gonna blend it out with the brush that obviously comes with it. Why wouldn't you do that? So I'm gonna blend it in with this brush here. I do actually really like the fact that it blends very, very seamlessly. As you can see, it blends out very quickly, which I like. I'm also doing like a more of a natural makeup look today. I feel like a lot of the time I've actually kind of been liking doing natural makeup, and I do really like it. I don't know if I like the brush on the end. That's what I would say. I feel like you might be better off using a different brush, but I do like the fact that he has put one on here. Like I said, I love the formula. It hasn't separated at all, which I love on my face. I really, really like it. My overall thoughts on this retails for £32, which I reckon is about, is it $35? I'm not sure how conversions work. It might be more or it might be less. Do I think it's worth the hype? Again, I don't know. I feel like I can't tell until I see the overall look of this makeup look. I don't hate the product. I don't dislike it. Would I buy it again? I think I would. I think I would. I definitely like how it's gone on my skin, and I kind of like how it's sculpting my face as well. I think this is worth the hype. I do really like it. However, the makeup brush in the end, I feel like I'd rather just buy my own one. I find it a bit annoying when, you know, you go to open the top section and the bottom bit comes off with the brush, but that's just me being fussy. So yeah, I would buy it again. It's worth the hype. Okay, so the next product I'm going to go ahead with is the Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick by Charlotte Tilbury. I don't actually own that many Charlotte Tilbury products, but as you can see in this video, I have got a lot of them to try out. And Charlotte Tilbury has very, very good makeup products, and this is what the blush stick looks like. First impressions, I love, love, love the packaging. It's honestly stunning. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And I feel like I've just started seeing this on my For You page. I think it might be new. I'm going to be testing it out and just see how good it actually really is. I've got this in shade Rosy Glow. Which I think is actually the same shade as my Dior blush. Same name, so hopefully I'll like it. That's what the top of it looks like. That's about the amount of product you get in here. You might be able to get more, but I don't really want to twist it up anymore, purely because I don't want to break it. Let me just do a little swatch on my hand first. Wow, that is really buttery. That's a really, really nice blush. I have a feeling I'm not going to need much of this. So I just put a few little dabs there. Same on the other side. Maybe a little bit on my nose. I feel like this is going to go a long way. So I feel like if you do actually invest in one of these, it probably would last a long time. And to blend this out, I'm going to be using the Beauty Bay Make Them Blush brush. I probably do need to invest in some good makeup brushes, so maybe I could do that for another video. I'm going to go ahead and actually blend out this side and see how good it blends out. You know what? I do really like that. Maybe I do need a bit more. I like that it's not too overpowering, because I've had some blushes before when you put the tiniest bit on and it ruins how makeup looks. So I actually really like this formula, and I like how it looks. I have no complaints about the formula. I love Charlotte Tilbury, but it's just the fact that it's £30. Like, a lot of this makeup is quite expensive. Definitely not separating at all with the base. So far the Milk Primer is definitely really working. I feel like all the makeup is definitely cleaned. But you know what? No, I really like this. I really like it. I feel like obviously so far everything has been worth the hype. You might not like the taste of this, but I guess this is your chance to see how it looks on my skin, and I really like it so far. I think I would repurchase again, so I think this is worth the hype. Okay, so the next product I'm actually going to be trying out is the Hourglass Concealer. I've seen so much stuff about this, especially on TikTok, and I feel like this definitely has gone viral. Some people definitely love it and some people hate it, but I really just want to try it out for myself, so I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on it. So I actually got this in shade Cotton. This is what the packaging looks like. This concealer is also not cheap. I'm going to find out how much this is and let you know. This concealer was £36. For a concealer, I think that's absolutely crazy, but honestly, so many people rave about this Hourglass concealer. I really wanted to try it out, so like I said, I got the shade Cotton. I really hope this is going to be my shade, so I'm just going to put it in the normal places. First impressions, I really like the applicator. I think it's really easy to apply it with. I definitely love the colour. I think I've got a good shade. I guess one of the main things is I need to find out how well it blends out and if it's going to blend out well with the other products on my face. This is where I usually put my concealer. I'm now going to go ahead and blend it out. And to blend this all out, I'm just going to go in with my Real Techniques brush. This is the brightening concealer brush and this is shade 242. I'm just going to go ahead and just blend as usual. One thing I would say, this concealer does dry very quickly, I seem to find, because when I was just blending that section out at the bottom, I could almost see a line of where I put it, especially here. I'm just going to blend up here as well. I honestly feel like I'm in a race against time to blend this out because, guys, I'm literally blending this out and this isn't blending. Maybe this is just a product, you know, you need to work really, really quickly with, but I'm not used to that. I am very used to having a full coverage concealer, and I would say this is about medium coverage. It's not light, it's not definitely full coverage. It definitely is giving like more of a satin look. For me, I just think it's drying way too quickly. This is it up close. I just don't know how I'm feeling about this concealer. It might be nice for some people, but for me, I feel like I'm used to something, one, a bit more full coverage, and two, just give me a bit more time to blend. Would I actually go out of my way to buy this Hourglass concealer again? No. That's my honest review. I really don't hate it because I got a good shade. It's just the fact that for me, I don't like the way it dries quite quickly. I would say this isn't worth the hype. Let's just get on to the next. Okay, so the next product I'm going to be trying out is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. This is basically a top up of my last one. This is viral for a reason. This 100% is worth the hype. I hype about it, I rave about it all the time. However, this is new packaging. I really hope they haven't changed the formula. I don't think they have. This is what the new one looks like, and this is what the old one looks like. I can't tell which packaging I prefer. I don't know. I love this one purely because this has been the packaging for so long. I do like the rounded edges of it. For some reason, I like the old logo more. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and try this out now. I feel like obviously I know I am gonna love this just because I use it all the time and I just wanted to get a top up of it. Like I said, this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in shade Pound Cake, and I'm just gonna get a little powder puff and then we can put some on my face. I have just opened the packaging. It did kind of go a bit everywhere when I opened it, but anyway, for this look, like I said, I kind of want it to look like natural and glowy and just really see how these products actually perform on the skin just with a normal application, because it's not like every day you're gonna wear a full bead. I mean, you might do, but I feel like the average person isn't gonna do like a really full glam of makeup every single day. I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder just under the eyes first. I'm also saying about the Hourglass concealer, I feel like it's really just creasing. I'm really noticing. Sometimes obviously that does happen, creasing is normal. I love Hourglass as a brand, honestly. I think they have really, really good products, but for me, I don't think the Hourglass concealer is the one. Can I just say, I'm just blending this in on my skin. I know obviously the original Huda Beauty powder, it has got a scent to it. However, I think the smell's different. I 100% think that they've changed the smell or something in it, because this smells really good, can I say? It doesn't smell bad, but I feel like the old powder compared to the new one, I think the new one smells better, can I say? Definitely smells a bit different. I usually just powder it around my mouth under the eyes, and I'll do a little bit on my T-zone as well. I'm not doing too much because obviously we still want to keep it a bit glowy. You know what? I actually think it looks really good so far. I love this powder. This powder is 100% worth the hype. I couldn't say it isn't. I just love the Huda Beauty powder so much. I'm always going to rave about this, literally until the day I die, because I love this powder so much. This is 100% worth the hype. Okay, the next product I'm going to be going in with is the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. I'm so excited to try this because the way I've seen so much stuff about this, on the front of the package it says beautiful skin, sun-kissed glow bronzer, smoothing healthy looking glow, cream bronzer for face and body. Oh, you can actually use it on your body. That's really good. I've actually really wanted some body bronzer. It also says it's infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin D, which is really good, so it's like meant to be really good for your skin. This is what it looks like. I'm sorry, look how stunning that is. Genuinely gorgeous. Oh my god, that's literally beautiful. I'm gonna go find a makeup brush and then we can blend this in. Okay, the only brush I could actually just find is this Real Techniques 400 brush. I usually use this to actually blend out my powder, but I think this will literally be absolutely fine to just put a bit of powder bronzer on. I'm actually kind of scared to even touch this because I feel like it just looks so perfect. I might just take a little swatch on my finger first and just see how it is. Wow, oh my god. Actually, this is really buttery. I thought this was a powder bronzer. Is it powder bronzer? Oh my god, this is a cream bronzer. I thought this was powder. I would think it being in a flat case like this is powder. We're still gonna add it anyway. I probably won't use this brush. For some reason, I thought this was a powder bronzer. This is a cream bronzer. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, putting this on my face though after setting my face in place. Anyway, I'm just gonna take this brush, what I used to do my contour and my base. I'm gonna do a couple little dabs in the bottom and kind of just see how this is gonna look. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, so I've just got a little small amount on my brush. I'm just gonna apply a little bit on my cheek. We might might be able to make it work because sometimes cream products are okay on top of other ones. I'm definitely gonna have to put some on my forehead as well because I feel like I've literally got a line on my forehead. We need to fix that. You know what, I do really like it. However, because I did set my face, don't know if this is the bronzer's fault. I have an awful line up here. What would that be from? Is that my fault? Is that because I set it in place first? And that's weird because it's not happening anywhere else on my face, just my forehead. Would it be the primer's fault? I feel like as this video has been going on, I've been getting a weird line on my forehead. Do you think it's the contour? I don't know. I don't know what product it is. Don't think it's the bronzer because I feel like I was seeing the line there already. I might just go ahead and just wipe away where it started pilling because that's obviously not a good sign. Okay, like I said, I don't actually know how I'm meant to feel about this. I don't think it's the bronzer's problem. I really do like this bronzer. I think it is worth the money. I'm actually just going to check how much this was. This bronzer was £45. Can I say? This was £45. However, I feel like for this, you obviously do get a lot of product. I feel like this is definitely going to last me a lot longer than other bronzers I've used because I definitely go through bronzer quite quickly. However, for £45, is it worth it? It might just be my fault, but I obviously thought this was a powder bronzer. I don't know. Is this worth the money? Again, love Charlotte Tilbury. No hate Charlotte Tilbury whatsoever. I don't know if it's worth the money. It is £45, which is a lot of money. The average person cannot spend £45 on a bronzer. I feel like as gorgeous as this is, I don't think it's worth the hype. I feel like there's literally no hate to the makeup. I feel like it's purely for the price because I feel like £45 for a bronzer is very expensive. I feel like a lot of people couldn't afford that, especially in this day and age. Again, I think there is definitely better dupes out there. I'm gonna say this isn't worth the hype, but no hate to Charlotte Tilbury because I love Charlotte Tilbury makeup. Like I said, it purely just was for the price point because I feel like £45 is quite expensive for a bronzer, which doesn't 100% wow me. I do really like it. Maybe I need to do like a proper full glam look to properly see its potential. It's not giving me 100% wow factor, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna say it's not worth. Okay, the next product I'm gonna go ahead with. I know this is a powder product, so I definitely haven't messed this one up. This is the Too Faced blush. This is honestly everywhere. I absolutely love this. Like, look how stunning the packaging is already. I absolutely love Too Faced, mainly because it was the first brand ever fully got me into makeup. I remember I literally begged my parents to get me a Too Faced chocolate gold palette. 12 or 13 I probably was, and I was literally seeing every single YouTuber under the sun raving about this chocolate gold palette, and I really wanted it so bad, so I literally begged my parents to get it for me for my birthday. And oh my god, I feel like it actually just that unlocked this whole makeup world for me. Anyway, I love Too Faced purely because just how stunning the makeup is. This is the blush. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I feel like it's very pigmented, so I'm going to see if it's actually that pigmented in real life. This is what the actual blush looks like. Very pink, which is obviously what we want, and I just love the packaging as well. Like, this is actually my favorite shade of pink. If you know me, I love pink. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush. This is the Beauty Bay all-rounder brush, but I always use this for my powder blush. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush here and just put it on the apples of my cheeks. It's definitely buildable, which is really nice. I like that. Guys, do you actually see that? This is definitely a very subtle blush to start with, and you can 100% build it up. This is definitely good for full glam looks and also natural looks. I feel like I'd also kind of like to wear this just on the average day because it's actually really cute. I really like this blush. So this blush was £29. £29 is a lot of money to spend on a blush. Do I think it's worth the hype? Yeah. I love the blush. I'm gonna say, I do love this blush, and I love Too Faced. I feel like there's no faults with it. Up close as well, I feel like it sits really nice on my skin. I think this is worth the hype, so let's get into the next. Okay, so for the next product, I'm going to be going in with what I do already own. This is the Laura Mercier highlighter. This 100% is worth the hype. I'm just going to say it before I start using it. But I just wanted to just put some highlighter on, which I know will look so good with this look. So I'm just going to do a few little dabs, literally just on my cheeks, just to give it some glow. I realised I didn't actually buy a new highlighter. I kind of missed buying a highlighter in this look. So for this, I'm just going to go ahead with one, which I know is worth the hype. And I feel like it's also kind of TikTok viral as well, because I have seen a lot of stuff about Laura Mercier highlighter on my For You page. So yeah, like I said, I've literally just done a little bit on my face, and it just gives it a natural glow. This is literally in my everyday makeup bag. I really recommend this, and let's get into the next one and see if it's worth the hype. Okay, so the next product I'm going to be going in with is the Refy mascara. This is actually the Lash Sculpt mascara, and I've honestly seen so much stuff about this, and I really want to try it out because I've needed a new mascara for the longest time, and I feel like Refy mascaras are honestly just everywhere at the moment. Everyone's talking about Refy. It's literally the first time I've ever owned a Refy product. I'm really excited to try this out. First impressions of the mascara. I do really like the packaging. It's not too out there. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. Whoa, that's definitely a different applicator. Can you see that? This is definitely a very different applicator to what you usually get from mascara, but I guess it's kind of a good idea because then you can really get into each eyelash hair. This is such a good mascara. It's very natural. I do really like it. Look how stunning the lashes are up close. 100% worth the hype. I've only got about 3 or 4 more products left, but the next product I'm going to be trying out is the Makeup by Mario eyeliner pencil. I think this is in shade Super Black. I do really like the fact that he thinks about using the little brush thing because I think that's really handy because I always need a little eyeliner brush, and the fact that it's on the end of the eyeliner, it's a very good idea. I'm going to do a swatch first of it on my hand and just show you. Oh my god, I generally put the smallest amount on and look how pigmented that is. I'm actually kind of obsessed with that. I don't know what sort of eyeliner look to do because I don't want to go over the top, because sometimes when I put eyeliner on I go a bit over the top. I think I might just do like a little teeny tiny little wing and then blend it out with a little brush. As you can see, I've literally done the tiniest little wing there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to blend it out with this. And then just on the inner part of my eye as well, I'm just gonna take a little bit and put it on my upper waterline. I really do think that makes your eyes pop. I might just put a little tiny bit, just like this, just so it's not like too patchy, you know what I mean, in my inner waterline. And then I'm gonna brush it up like this. This is what it looks like up close. I feel like I definitely could do a better job if I'm doing obviously a proper full glam look. I love the way it makes the eyes pop. That eyeliner pencil was £26. Definitely a lot of money, but I feel like for Makeup by Mario, I don't know what else you can expect. Like, he does Kim Kardashian's makeup. It's really good. I do like it. If you have the money and you're thinking about getting an eyeliner, get that one. I do really like it. No faults about it. It's really good. But however, do I think this is worth the hype? I guess it's kind of a one what's in the middle again. It's not something I'm like, you need to get right now. And it's kind of 50-50. If you have the money, like I said, and you want to get a good eyeliner, get this one. But you don't have to go out of your way and save up money just to get this one. There's definitely similar products out there which will work. So yeah. Let's get on to the lips. Okay, so for lip liner, I'm going to be going in with this Refi one. I think this is the Blur liner, so it's the crayon one. I've seen so much stuff about this, and this is literally what made me want to buy this because I saw this on my For You page, and this girl had the most stunning lip. This is what the lip liner looks like, as you can see, like this. Very sleek, and it has the shade there. It's called Umber. Take a little look now. Whoa, did you see that? Guys, what the hell? This has literally come broken. I was so excited to try this out. Refi, what the hell is going on? Why have I just bought this and it's just fell out? First of all, this is not off to a good start. If this wasn't broken, I guess I've got to kind of think of it like that. But anyway, I'm going to try and not think about that breaking now. And just think about putting it on my lips because I've got to try and ignore what's just happened. I'm just going to roughly outline my lips. There's a few things I want to say about this. First of all, it's not very pigmented. I feel like, you know what? I'm going to say the pros and cons about this. Pros, I like how smooth it actually goes onto your lips. It doesn't drag at all, which I like. Maybe I'm using this product wrong and I'm the problem, but I feel like I'm kind of feeling biased about not liking this because of how it's literally, it came broken. But for someone who overlines their lips a lot, I feel like a blurring lip liner isn't going to do that. I'm not really happy with this product, to be honest. I definitely wouldn't buy again. I'm now going to see how much money this cost me because it was not cheap. Can I just say that? To be fair, this was £16. I don't know why I'm saying this was £16, but obviously compared to a lot of other things in this makeup, this was one of the cheap products. Do I think it's worth the hype? I think you already know. No. The fact that it come broken, I feel like just made me not like it. I still love Refi as a brand. 100% love Refi. I still would love to try loads of other Refi products. It definitely hasn't put me off the brand whatsoever. Do I think this is worth it? How much I've spent? No. And do I like it? Personally, no. Maybe I'd like the Precision lip liner a bit more because this just isn't cutting it for me. It's just not giving me the lip shade which I usually want. This one, not worth the hype. Okay, so I've actually nearly finished this makeup look. I don't know if I'm like really liking it so far. I feel like the base is really nice. There's just like, a few subtle things which I just haven't liked in this makeup. But anyway, now I'm gonna go ahead and just do my lip gloss. For this, if you have not seen this, you are genuinely living under a rock because this is literally everywhere at the moment. I can't pronounce this brand. I don't even want to pronounce this wrong, but this is what it looks like. This is the honey infused lip oil. Literally seen this absolutely everywhere, and I'm really excited to try this out because I've never actually tried a proper lip oil before. This honestly just looks stunning and I can't wait to try it out. For some reason I definitely thought this would be quite bigger. For example, this is my hand compared to it. Very small. Compared to my face, compared to a normal size makeup brush, this is very small. So if you are thinking about getting this online, it is quite small. Okay, so I just checked how much this cost. This was £24. £24, I definitely think I wanted a little bit more than this. We're just gonna go ahead and see how it goes on the lips anyway. I'm gonna have a little smell and see what it smells like. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like honestly this has taken me back to my childhood. Every single day after school when I was young, I would literally always get a watermelon slushie. This smells exactly like it. It literally smells like watermelon, so I'm gonna go ahead and now put this on the lips. It's meant to be honey infused. I definitely, at the moment, I can't really smell honey. I don't know. I kind of can. It smells like watermelon and honey. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the lips anyway. Okay. Wow, I do really like this. I didn't want to like it this much because of how small this is, but it is stunning. Like, just look at that. Do I think this is worth the hype? Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I do really like it. Anyway, let's get into the last and final step, which is setting spray, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. But anyway, let's get into the last and final step. Okay, so the last and final step is setting spray, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. If you have not seen this, again, you have been living under a rock. This is absolutely everywhere at the moment. This is what it looks like. Very, very premium. Okay, on the back, it claims to do a lot of things. So it claims to prime and set for up to 16 hours. Okay, wow, so you can use this for primer as well. I did not know that. No melting, no fading, no creasing. That's what it says on the back. So it claims to do a lot of things, so I guess we've got to put this to the test. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my face now. I do actually really like the way it comes out on the skin. I've heard it gives a really dewy finish, which I'm hoping it does. It has not separated any of my makeup products. I think it actually leaves the skin looking really nice. It's definitely really glowy. Okay, so this is not a cheap setting spray. This is £32, so you really do hope this obviously keeps your makeup on. It's not going to get rid of creasing, which I've already got on my face. If anything, it's kind of just going to keep it there. So as you can see under my eyes from the Hourglass concealer, I have got creasing. But like I said, I do like the way it's given like a glowy finish, kind of given like a glowy finish all over my face. Right now, I do really like it. I like how premium it feels. I like the way you get a lot in here. So for example, if you are going to buy this, I feel like it definitely is going to last you a long time. Which I guess I've kind of just got to wait and see. But my first impressions of it, I really do like it. They have put a lot of claims on this box, so you really, really, really would hope it lives up to the hype. So at the moment, I'm kind of just leave this one in the middle because I don't know how to feel about it. I've only just applied it. But however, if we actually take a look at the actual makeup now, because the makeup is now all finished. I finished doing all of the steps. It's not that I don't like this makeup because I do like it. It's very, very natural, but I feel like I definitely could work with these products and make this into a really, really nice full glam look. My favorite product out of all of the ones today, I reckon if I had to stick it to one, it was really, really good. The one I don't like, which I don't think is worth the hype, is this lip liner or this concealer. In my personal opinion, that's just what I don't like. No hate to them as brands because honestly they have so many other good products, but for me, like I said, these just don't work well with me. This is the makeup all done. Let me know what you guys think, and I really, really liked filming this video today. However, I really hope this video actually does well because I have spent so much money on this video, so much money. So I really hope you guys actually show it some love, and you can show it some love by liking this video and subscribing and commenting what your favorite step was and what you'd buy or what you wouldn't buy. Let me know what you guys think of this makeup today and comment down below what makeup videos you want to see in the future because I loved filming this one. I love you guys. Bye.